CO2 gas-shielded welding is a welding method that uses CO2 as a shielding gas and relies on the arc generated between the welding wire and the weldment to melt the metal. In this lesson, we are going to talk about CO2 gas-shielded horizontal welding. When it is in operation, due to the action of gravity, the metal in the molten droplet and molten pool is very easy to flow down. If the welding parameters are improperly selected or the angle of the welding wire is not suitable, it is easy to produce undercuts on the upper side of the weld, the metal on the lower side falls. Weld bead, and even lack of penetration. Let's learn about butt horizontal welding of CO2 gas-shielded welding plates. Learning objectives. 1. Understand the characteristics of butt horizontal welding of CO2 gas-shielded welded plates. 2. Master the technical requirements and operation techniques of butt horizontal welding of CO2 gas-shielded welded plates. Correct selection of welding parameters. Next, we take the thickness of 12 mm and the material of Q235B steel plate as an example to explain the operation skills of butt horizontal welding of CO2 gas-shielded welded plates. Please read the workpiece pattern, complete the welding task, and meet the technical requirements of the workpiece pattern. Our welding operation is divided into 3 layers: base layer, filler layer and cover layer. Please follow along with my video to learn. Bottom layer welding. Wire diameter 1.2 mm, welding current 122 amps, arc voltage 21.2 volts, gas flow 12 liters per minute. The bound test plate is firmly fixed on the welding positioner, and the bottom layer is welded by continuous arc welding. The angle between the welding torch and the test plate is 80 to 90 degrees. And the forward angle of the welding torch is 60 to 80 degrees. During the welding process, the wire is oscillated in a small oblique circle or zigzag. During the welding process, the edge of the fusion hole always remains 0.5 to 1 mm beyond the upper and lower roots of the groove. Fill the crater to the full or slightly above the weld surface when finishing. Use a slag hammer and a wire brush to clean the coating and spatter on the surface of the weld. Filler welding. Wire diameter 1.2 mm, welding current 138 A. Arc voltage 20 to 21 volts. Gas flow 13 to 15 L per minute. When the first weld of the filler layer is welded, the angle between the welding torch and the test plate is 90 to 100 degrees, and the forward angle of the welding torch is 60 to 80 degrees. The welding process ensures good fusion at the down groove. Use a slag hammer and a wire brush to clean the coating and spatter on the surface of the weld. When the second weld of the filler layer is welded, the angle between the welding torch and the test plate is 80 to 90 degrees, and the angle of the forward inclination of the welding torch is 60 to 80 degrees. The welding process ensures that the upper groove is well fused and overlaps with the previous weld by 1/2 to 2/3. Cover welding. Wire diameter 1.2 mm, welding current 138 A, Arc voltage 21 volts. Gas flow 13 to 15 L per minute. The welding method of the cover layer is basically the same as that of the filling layer. Weld in sequence from bottom to top, and each weld overlaps with the previous weld to cover 1/2 to 2/3. It should be noted that the first and last welds must be well fused with the edges of the upper and lower grooves to avoid defects such as undercuts. This is a qualified weldment completed by welding. Through the operation video just now, we get the following operation skills. 1. Use the anti-deformation method to prevent welding deformation before welding. 2. Using multi-layer multi-pass welding. 3. The bottom layer is welded with low current and short arc to prevent burn-through. 4. The arc should stay properly at the root of the groove to prevent undercut. 5. Adjust the appropriate welding torch angle according to the different welding bead to prevent the upper side from undercut and the lower side from falling. That's all for this class. Thank you for watching.